can literally lose your money. Sometimes you need to wait, and sometimes you need to wait a lot. Never underestimate contact matters in Spain. In my case, it took me 6 months. Oh my God. Most people don't dare to get here. Are you planning to open your business in Spain? Or maybe you're planning to invest your money into some business in Spain. Stay with me because today I'm going to explain you the realities of doing business in Spain and what you should be prepared for. So in this episode, I'm going to share my personal insights of working with different professionals in Spain, opening my LLC in Spain, and how everything goes, and every bureaucracy obstacles that I faced. So you can get a real idea of what it can look like for you. Of course, every case is different, and it will depend on the industry where you work, but there are some certain tendencies and trends that I'm going to cover in today's video. First of all, when you open an LLC, be ready that it can take few months to be prepared. In my case, it took me 6 months. Oh my God. But because the company that was preparing the process for me was really inefficient and they were making a lot of mistakes on the way, unfortunately. Why it happened? Because I trusted Google search and I got their advertising on Google. And it's really wrong to do this way in Spain because you need to actually research from your local contacts. I highly recommend you to get contacts from your Spanish entrepreneurs or friends that can recommend you trustworthy companies that are efficient. Otherwise, it can lead not only to delays, but it can also lead to fines. Imagine that if a company is managing your LLC and they're not professional and they don't report everything properly, you can literally lose your money. So that's why in these terms, I think everything that is important, any kind of professional that is involved in your business should better come from your referrals. Never underestimate contact matters in Spain. In some industries, I've heard having right contacts is essential for business survival. So basically, in some cases, you cannot operate without local providers, and not just any local providers. As I mentioned before, it's important to focus on quality local providers because the main problem in Spain is inefficiency or low quality of service. That's why I always recommend to take time to research and find people who really align with your business, trustworthy, efficient, and that are interested in what you're doing. So they're not just providing superficial service, but they really understand your business. For your realistic expectations in terms of doing business in Spain, it is important to be aware of a local mindset. And this especially applies to the timeliness. So, if you come from the Western type of cultures and especially business environments where everything is optimized for efficiency, be aware that the local mindset is very different. And here, no one is in a rush. Also, the high quality professionals, they are really in very high demand. That means that you will need to wait in their pipeline in order to get their service. In my case, it also applied to me with my space, with my physical space that I bought in September. And when I contacted the service provider, they told me that I need to wait till January in order just to start the project. So, of course, I could go to another provider, get the service way faster, but then the quality might be questionable. So that's why if you want a good service, sometimes you need to wait, and sometimes you need to wait a lot. So be ready and don't plan to launch your business and services very fast. It doesn't function like in the US or the UK. Spain is very different. All in all, consistency and patience will pay off. I'm a strong believer of this. Also, I'm a strong believer if you have realistic expectations about time, about the development of your project, you will be able to succeed. Why? Because Spanish market also doesn't have high competition. As again, there are roadblocks. This gives you advantage that you are not competing with hundreds and thousands of companies in the same space because most people don't dare to get here